Hello and welcome to the Penno Channel for this match reaction to Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1 in the Barclays Premier League. Is it even the Barclays Premier League? I don't even know why I've said that. I'm joined by my bro to go through everything. What a fantastic victory it was yesterday. Brilliant performance from Villa. And we'll get into things. But bro, how you doing? How's your Sunday been? Have you been watching the football today? How you doing?
Yeah, firstly, Barclays does not sponsor this podcast. And secondly, I'm just shout out Barclays. Yeah, bro, I'm buzzing off the game. And obviously me and you went there yesterday. We had a good day out, got the 3 points, and just fully enjoyed the performance, man. So yeah, I'm still hyped, still gassed. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was a nice day. Down by the Thames as well. Taking in the views, scenic around there in the park as well. And then matched by a brilliant performance. Yeah, and then listening on the way back to Arsenal losing as well. So it was a great day all around. And we'll get into this game because it was an eventful game for the neutral for sure, and eventful game for both Villa and Fulham fans. Mad. But we'll start off, bro, with the press conference on Friday because we didn't manage to do a preview. But there was some big news coming out of that press conference that was music to all Villa fans' ears. Something I don't think many Villa fans expected either, and that was Unai Emery stating that pretty much every player in the squad is fit and available to play. Now, I haven't heard those words in many years for Villa, and it was a welcome surprise. Even Courtney Hause potentially could have found himself fit and available wherever that guy is. Who knows, but I hope he's doing well. But yeah, Unai Emery coming out and saying every player is fit and available and ready to play. Absolute scenes, isn't it?
Nah, but Courtney Hause, big up Courtney Hause, because he posted on his Insta the other day and he was in Villa kit as well at the training ground. So I think he's still actually our player.
Yeah, so, he is. He's
imagine if we've seen in Crystal Palace off the bench for like 2 minutes just to get a farewell or something. But yeah, for the first time in 2 years probably.
Yeah.
Everyone available, bro, and it really put into perspective how stacked our squad is. Because guys like Bogard, Mings, didn't even make the actual squad in the end. They just travelled down. So, yeah, bro, it's a good feeling to have, man. And we're going to need it with the games, bro. We've got 3 different competitions coming up next. So, yeah, big up the coaching staff, the injury staff as well, getting our guys ready. And it's a good feeling.
Yeah, for sure. As you mentioned with Bogard, like Ndalkovic, these are players who have got first team minutes, who have had minutes in big games as well, who can't even make the squad. And that's without, as we move on to Tyrone Mings, not even being in the matchday squad, even though he did travel and he got a fantastic reception at the game. But yeah, it's fantastic news and big part for us now having a full squad available going into these games. Champions League coming up again this week, and then the Premier League on the weekend, League Cup game the week after, and then Premier League again. We're going to need everyone fit and available and ready, and for Unai to come out and say that, and then for the bench that we had on the weekend, it's just nothing but fantastic news. And when you have the ability for players like Maatsen, Boubacar Kamara, and others to be on the bench and not get any minutes, it shows the strength and the squad we've built over the past few years. And we'll get into it and how that develops within the game. But yeah,
we'll get into it, bro.
Bro, so we travelled down to. Go.
Can I just say, bro? I don't know about you, but I left Southwest London thinking, "Oh my God, I need to get my money up, man." Because some of the yards in Fulham, bro. I just felt the whole time I was walking around there, I was just getting called broke. Like that's how it felt, bro, in my head. Like, man,
yeah,
Jesus, that place is nice, man.
Yeah, it's different down there for sure. But there was a lot going on. Around the ground, and as you know, around Fulham, it's cramped around the area around the ground. It's in itself, and yeah, it was busy and popping before the game. Obviously, I think the news of us having a full squad as well available gave Villa fans more confidence as well in us going down to get a result. We know the form that Fulham had shown and the level that they were playing at. They've been really good this season. They're giving good sides, very tough games. Man City away being one of those before the international break, where they were unfortunate to not get anything from the game. So we knew what they were coming with. We saw their starting 11, and you see players like Emi Martinez, Raul Jimenez, who's looking reminiscent to the Raul Jimenez we saw at Wolves a number of seasons ago, who was one of the best top strikers within the league. Alex Iwobi playing well. You've got, Pereira, some good players there. Adama Traore seemed to have another lease of life, about his 15th lease of life he's had in his career, but it seems like he was starting to show some form again. We all know how Adama plays, but he was kind of connecting the dots in games before this one. So yeah, they were coming in with a lot of high spirits as well. It was, I think at the time, was it fifth versus six at the time as well. So it was a big game, and one that really was for us to show, are we there to compete again, and how can we stack up? So yeah, bro, moving into the game and the starting lineup. What are your thoughts about the starting lineup? Again, the bench was so strong, as we said. But what was your thoughts about the players that played? We expecting that to be the lineup, and yeah, let's have a talk through that.
Yeah, man. So full strength squad. We was expecting to see a really strong lineup. I actually thought McGinn might get the nod. I wouldn't have played him myself, but I felt like Emery, he does trust McGinn, and he's coming back from injury as well. So I thought McGinn might get the nod, but he hasn't. There might be a loss of trust there with that relationship, or it might just be him slowly getting brought back into the side. So yeah, we got Martinez in goal. Dean kept his place. Pau Torres. Konza was benched, probably not fit enough to make the starting lineup, but listen, Carlos did himself no problems with that performance. I thought he was probably the best defender on the pitch.
Yeah, moving on into the midfield, and I really like the selection of Jacob Ramsey, because I think Unai Emery really sees Jacob Ramsey as an important player for this team, and I think that selection proved it, because he was one of the players coming back from injury as well, and for him to just be straight back into the starting lineup off the left, I think that's a big compliment to him as well, and how much faith in Unai has and trust he has in his ability. And moving on, and when we get into the game state and the discussion around the game, I think Luca Dean and Jacob Ramsey's influence down that left-hand side was pivotal in us getting the 3 points yesterday. But yeah, Amadou Onana came back into the side as well, and Leon Bailey found himself playing in off the right. So strong team. And you just look at the names on the bench and who weren't part of that. You've got John McGinn, you've got John Devan, who's really pushing for a start now. You've got Boubacar Kamara coming back, Philogene on the bench as well. Like, bro, there's so many players on that bench. Ian Matson, who's still looking for minutes. Luca Dini's keeping him out the side. Ross Barkley again, who we knew could come in. So the squad, and obviously Ezri Konsa as well, who's one of our best defenders, and he didn't even get any minutes yesterday. So yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. And how are you feeling going into it now, having seen the starting lineup?
I was nervous for their attackers. I thought Iwobi, ESR, Adama, and Jimenez. I thought Adama versus Dina was going to probably be a bit of a mismatch at first. And then, Jimenez. But like, you can see why Muniz is getting benched at the moment. Like, he's a fantastic striker. And he's 32 now, and it looks like he's in some of the best form of his career, man. Really good striker. So, yeah, as we've seen when the game started, he caused us problems straight from the off. But back to what you said about Ramsey. Ramsey always starts when he's fit, Like, Emery always starts him. Like, he's just a fan. He must be a fan of his off-the-ball work rate, what he does on the ball. And I thought his link-up play yesterday as well was with Dean and Rodgers was really good. So, it seems like Ramsey's going to keep that starting spot for the future.
Yeah, it does. And obviously with a full squad now, you get the opportunity to rotate. So I don't think there's any confirmed starters. And I'm not surprised with rotations potentially happening now more because the squad's fully fit and available. But I just feel like big games, and when we really need someone to play off the left, it will be Jacob Ramsey getting that starting position at the moment, because Unai has so much trust in his ability. So yeah, let's get into the start of it, bro. Fans were amazing as always. Atmosphere was spot on. They were fully up for it as well. Few empty seats are in the ground, especially in that newsstand. I would have thought it'd have been sold out, but yeah, there was a few empty seats within the ground, even for it being Fulham, because they are flying at the minute. But the atmosphere was there. But yeah, let's talk about that start because it wasn't the best, and Fulham really imposed themselves in that first 5 minutes.
Yeah, he wasn't the best start at all. And it's weird. It came from like a long ball from Leno, and Pau Torres has the yard on Jimenez for the ball to deal with. And bro, it's just I love Pau Torres. We love how good he is on the ball, but off the ball, he's a bit weak, man. He's weak, and Jimenez just gets the better of him, and he slots it away past Martinez. And Emery actually mentioned it post game. He said Pau Torres has got to work. It's on his upper body strength a little bit. I feel like he should have dealt with the situation better. And yeah, them going a goal up in the first 8 minutes, 5 minutes, you're thinking, is it going to be one of them days?
Yeah, they had a few chances before that. Pereira had the header from the corner, which he like glanced just wide. And they also had another chance as well with Tete. So they were really imposing themselves. And yeah, to concede just from a long ball, it's poor defending on our part. I think this weekend we've seen a number of long balls over the top causing contention. I've never seen so many in one weekend where there's been opportunities for goals or, red cards or bookings. We saw one in our game, obviously, with Joachim Andersen, which we'll get onto, which was a ball in behind. We saw Saliba yesterday as well. Seen Tosin Adrabayo today, who was, some may say, fortunate to only get a yellow card. This one yesterday, Pau Torres, I think he's more at fault because it's on his side as well. He has the advantage at that time. Maybe those options, the runner has the head start. The runner has the ability to get ahead get one on the defender. But in that motion, Pau Torres has the run on Jimenez. And it's Raul Jimenez. We wouldn't say he's the quickest in all honesty. So yeah, poor I think decision making from Pau in that instance. He allows Jimenez to get on his side and to get the ball, and it's a great finish, man. Like the way he's hit that in off the post, I don't think Martinez has any chance for it. He took it early, and yeah, just poor defending from Pau. I think he did well to not bring him down in that instant because he could have quite easily just knocked him because he was unaware, came from his blind side. But yeah, he did really well to get the shot off, and fair play to Jimenez because I was very impressed with his performance yesterday.
Yeah, I'd rather sacrifice a goal than a red card there, man. I'd rather
Facts.
let them have the goal because look how it turned out, man. Like, just let them have the goal. Don't get yourself sent off trying to engage. But he should have done better with the ball when it bounced initially. Was where my problem was with Torres.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So yeah, moving on into that, and something Villa have been very strong at doing this season is getting back into games quickly, and getting back into games from the start. And we've won a number of games from losing positions this season, and as we know, that yesterday was another example of that. But we get back into the game very quickly, and yeah, let's talk about that goal, Morgan Rogers, man, because very, very good goal. Albeit a lucky deflection, but it's Morgan Rogers driving with the ball as we know he can do. And yeah, he's tried to curl it past Leno and he's taken deflection and gone in the bottom corner.
What I love most about this goal is Ramsey ignoring the pass out left that he'd normally go for. And he said he comes back inside and then he finds Rogers in acres of space centrally, bro. But initially the ball came from Cash. Cash does well. He cuts back in on himself, finds Onana. I think Onana turns, gives it to Tielemans. Tielemans pays it straight to Ramsey. And yeah, normally Digne will bomb forward and Ramsey will he'll show his body going to the left as always. But for once, he actually cut back on himself and then played it into Rogers. And then, yeah, Rogers drives into the space. And he shoots, bro. He takes a chance and we get a really lucky deflection. But I'm just happy. I'm just happy for Rogers, man, because he's back to scoring. Scoring after the Ipswich game. He didn't score against United, but happy to see him getting returns in these games now. And just like that, bro, we're back in the game. It's almost just like, okay, we had the little blip. Now let's just carry on and try and win the game.
Yeah, same instance as Ipswich in all honesty, in the sense that we just got straight back into the game. Everton, I think, as well, was similar. Took a bit longer for Wolves, but we did eventually go on to win the game as well. So yeah, it was really positive play. Rogers driving with the ball, taking a shot. Okay, he's taken a big deflection and gone in, and it was so nice to see just trickle into the net and Leno having no chance to get around it. But then that gave us the opportunity then to get back on an 11 playing field and start imposing ourselves. And I thought for the remainder of the half, really, except for the big decision which we'll get onto, we were playing some really good football and we had the opportunity to go ahead before the penalty instance happened with Ollie Watkins trying to lob Leno from a fairly tight angle. I think he could have done better, but yeah, Leno did well to come out quickly and make the save.
Yeah, that was a great pull from Tielemans for that chance as well. Tielemans, we're gonna get. Should we get onto him now, bro? Or do you want to?
Yeah, let's talk about Yuri Tielemans. Let's talk about him
because this guy is just incredible form. Let me just load the photo. But yeah, you carry on while I just get the photo.
Yeah, Yuri Tielemans and the way he's playing. Do we miss Douglas Luiz? Because I remember a few weeks ago we made comment and basically in a higher area up in the pitch, there was one game we missed his creativity. But do we actually miss him? Because I'm starting to think we potentially don't.
It's a weird question because Tielemans and Luiz are like the similar player, and we're just seeing now Tielemans partnered with like an Onana type who's more a defensive midfielder. So I'd say we miss Luiz in the sense of Onana can't pass as consistently as him forward. But however, Tielemans is playing to such a high level that he's almost compensating for Onana's lack of passing forward, if that makes sense. So it's almost like Tielemans he's actually just the focal point of the whole midfield to the extent that right now we don't miss Douglas Luiz because Tielemans has been exceptional.
And do you think if Bubba Kamara comes in again alongside Tielemans, it goes to another level potentially? Because I think a lot of Villa fans see Bubba Kamara as our best midfielder in terms of defensive actions. So going forward, I'm just putting it out there. If that is the case, and Yuri Tielemans is still playing to this high level, which we're so welcome to seeing. Like it's amazing to see. Does he go up even further in level when he's got Bubba Kamara next to him?
It'd be pretty impressive to go to another level for Tielemans. I think he's playing the best football he's ever played in his career. And if Kamara does come back in, we'll see how he holds up injury-wise. He'll probably have to get his first start against Crystal Palace in the Cup. So, yeah, it's an interesting one because I think Kamara's a better passer than Onana. So if Tielemans doesn't have to worry about the passing to the extent that he's having to do right now, and he can focus on other parts of his game, then yeah, he might even go up another level. But just going into this performance yesterday, bro, got an assist from the corner for Watkins' goal, 92 touches, 62 passes completed, 4 key passes, 1 big chance created, 4 out of 5 long balls, 100% dribbling, won most of his ground duels, bro. Was this his best performance of the season, do you reckon? Or
it's hard for me to say. I think he's been outstanding in about. I think he probably had one bad game, if that. Not even one bad game, one average game, should I say? I think every other game has been outstanding in. So to say the best performance of the season, I'm not sure, but he was unbelievable yesterday on the ball. Like his passing through the lines was incredible. His decision making was top. He looks fitter. He looks leaner. He looks even more sharper than he did last season, and he can even progress with the ball now as well, which he sometimes couldn't do as well last season. But he seems like he's got an extra bit of yard in him because he's fitter. And as Unai's made comment on, I think he did yesterday after the game, he said tactically now, Yuri's excellent in what he wants Yuri to do, his positioning, his decision making on the ball as well. And he has now become our metronome. He's now become our conductor in the midfield. And he's taken that role from Luiz, and he's excelling in it.
Yeah, that's what I love most about Tielemans. It's just like this confidence to play the ball forward. I remember for the Rodgers open goal chance, which he should have scored. He turns, he feeds Ramsey, making the run behind. Ramsey plays it across, and Rodgers is there in acres of space. He should really do better. But Tielemans, bro, he's receiving the ball, he's sensing the danger, he's creating a separation against their press. And the passing is a joke at the moment, bro. Like, he's so special. He's a joy to watch. And I just hope it continues because Tielemans' quality has never been a question in his career. It's been consistency.
For sure.
Like, if Tielemans was consistent his whole career, he'd be playing for Real Madrid right now. Like, that's the type of talent he has. But it's the lack of, like, he'll have one good game and one bad game in the past. This season for Villa, it's just been good game after good game after good game. And that's why he's finally getting the plaudits that he's getting. So let's just hope it continues throughout the season.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to get into a few comments because we haven't touched on any yet, and there's a few in here. So the welcomes in. Michael says, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all well. Thanks for joining, Michael. Good evening to you too. He says, he's seen your tune. you guys dropping the tunes on the video. Yeah, some good tunes, Michael. Got good taste, just like yourself as well. I've seen you sending a few tunes to me on X. Kevin says, great result, guys. Always tough at Fulham. It is indeed. It's a great start to this difficult run of fixtures that we do have. Regarding the squad, Michael says, squad. I keep talking about the importance of the squad and not the starting 11. It is indeed. It is a squad game, and the squad's looking strong. Duncan says, evening all, I actually think Villa are outside league title contenders this season. Keep free of major injuries, the key. Do you put us into that conversation, bro? Is it too early?
Right, it's just a points tally, isn't it? You're gonna have to get about like 90 plus to beat City this season. Like City haven't lost a game since we beat them in December. Like they're just a joke. So I don't think we're in a title race, but I think we're there for Champions League qualification, 100%.
Kevin says, Bidet, thanks for joining, Kevin. He says, Bidet surely starts on Tuesday, now he's banned for Saturday. I think you're spot on there, Kevin. And we'll get onto that as well. Duncan saying that the 4-2-3-1 is is such a solid formation. Ryan says, evening all, a bit late. Thanks for joining, Ryan. Paul's joined as well. He says, hi, Penno. Thanks for joining, Paul, as well. He goes, apparently we'll be buying a Brazilian singer from Spain. He's quick. Lima, his name is. Kevin says, definitely. I think you meant
winger, bro.
Yeah, I know. I think, I think winger. Do you know about that, Lima?
Nah, I don't know. I ain't heard that one.
Gary says, missed the start of the game, but at least Carlos looks strong now. We'll get on to Diego Carlos' performance as well, because he had a bit of a slow start this season, but he's looking strong. And we said before, bro, it's the competition. When he's playing against good sides, he steps up, and sometimes he can lack concentration. But I think the regular game time now is starting to play into the season. And I think him and Unai have kind of recovered their relationship after pre-season, where it didn't look too good. A few more comments. Paul saying, guys, can you see Dougie coming back to Villa in the future? No, I can't. I can't see that happening.
No, I can't see that.
Marcus saying, I can see us going 3 at the back with Mings and Kamara playing, a holding 2 with Tielemans playing in the number 10. Potentially. I don't know what your thoughts on that, bro.
Nah, I ain't feeling that.
You're not feeling the 5?
What would you take Tielemans out of the centre midfield position? Like, he's better receiving deep, turning and playing it forward. You put him in the 10, he receives further up the pitch already. It's easier to nullify him.
Mm-hmm. Weston, thanks for joining, Weston. He says there's an argument that Tielemans has been man of the match in every game of the season so far. You're not wrong. That's spot on. Yeah, Paul, I did see that today. Guys, after when we're from Brentford, that would be an incredible signing. That might turn us into title challengers if we made a signing like that. Because he's a fantastic player. But yeah, we'll see if that is paper talk or anything.
The problem is he was the worst source about.
Yeah, exactly. It was old Graham who barefaced lied in the summer about Gertrude, didn't he? And he said it was pretty much
like the worst post sign you can get for a signing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like mentally, I've just said, okay, we're never getting number 1 then.
Just take the opposite straight from it. I hear it. So yeah, bro, we get after that Watkins chance. I think Bailey has the chance as well. We'll get onto Bailey's performance as well, because it's just, I think he was a standout poor performer from yesterday, and it was quite obvious he was. It just hasn't clicked for him as yet this season, and yeah, he's carrying an injury. He's carrying a knock. It's heavily reported. We saw the effort he put in last season. He was injured for literally the second half of the season. He was playing every game, having injections. You could see his knee taped up, and it just seems like the summer hasn't given him the opportunity to fully recover yet, and he's still not there. But yeah, bro, Leon Bailey yesterday, it just wasn't his game, was it?
Yeah, I don't actually know what's happening with Bailey, because I rewatched the game back in it, and I was watching his actions. It's almost like it's not actually that he's just holding an injury or something. It's not that he's just being bad. It almost looks like he's sabotaging like on purpose, bro. Because he'll beat his player, he'll create the separation, and then when it's time to release the ball and pass, he's going back in to dribble again. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't actually get it. It's like he's trying to prove something.
He's trying to play himself into form, isn't he? Yeah.
I don't know why it is, bro. It's like Last season, yeah, he beat the man, he created a separation, and he played a pass when the man's open. There's so many times yesterday where he did the right thing, he did the hard thing, and then he's just ignoring the player open, and he knows he's there, and he's just playing head down, dribbling, almost like he don't care about like the benefit of the rest of the team. He's just trying to get his dribbles off. That's not being a bad player. That's just like being in a mental space where you just so like not asked about like what's going on in the game.
Narrow-minded, yeah. I think he had one good action in the second half, which was that ball back to Rodgers, which Rodgers tried to square and the defender cleared it.
Yeah, that was action. And he played it. He did the back heel well first half when Rodgers did that like Pereira. That was a nice back heel. But bro, there's so many instances where Cash or Tillemans was just open and he was just ignoring them. No, I don't know what that is, bro. And defensively as well, I didn't think he was. Last season, when Bailey got the ball into open space, she had the confidence that he's going to beat his man and we're going to create something. Now you're almost worried like that he'll lose the ball from the start of the season. Like, I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I just hope it ticks again and he comes back to him because he was unreal last season. He was one of our best players and he'll be integral. His form will be integral and he's doing well again this season because he's the outlet. He's the one who provides the trickery. He's the one who can score goals as well. He scored a number of goals last season. So I really do hope he finds his form again. But he's just off the pace a bit at the minute. And yeah, his decision-making at times, the time to release the ball, it's just been a bit off. And hopefully he can just play himself back in because other players have done that. I think Diego Carlos is an example of that. He's played himself back into form because he was a bit shaky at the start. And I think Leon Bailey just needs to run of games to get back into that space. Do you think this has any part to play with it? Because obviously Diaby came and Bailey's form changed and improved massively, and now Diaby's gone. It has dropped off a little bit at the start. Do you think there's anything in that?
But we used to say
saying Bailey played best when he had Diaby in the squad.
Bro, we used to say this as a joke. Like the Diaby factor was just like, oh, he just upped the level because Diaby came. It's not looking funny anymore, bro. Like it's looking like it had merit into that theory. Like, what's going on? Diaby comes, you have the best season of your career, and then as soon as he's gone, like you're just on BS again. He really annoyed me, bro, because I rate Bailey, and it's not like I said, it's not like his footwork is miles off. He's doing the hard part correct to beat the man initially, bro. And when it's time to release the ball and to get us up the pitch, he's going back into dribble again, head down, trying to beat his man 3 or 4 times. Like, what? And even when he lost the ball on the corner, like he was just moaning at the linesman, like taking something must be going on, bro. Like off the pitch. Honestly, like there must be something we don't know about because this isn't a bad player for me. This is a player like purposely doing the wrong things.
I don't know, because I don't think it was lack of effort. Because there was an element in the second half when he like lost the ball and it went out, and he kind of like he showed like he cared. He gave a shit because he was like huffing and like pissed off with himself. So I don't know if that's the case. I just don't think it's clicking at the minute, and I think he's become a bit narrow-minded in his dribbles because he wants to show like how good he is still, and like he wants to impress. But at times he could just release the ball, and you know what I mean, and then play it again, which he did well for that Rodgers moment. He played the first time pass, which was brilliant. He was playing against a defender I rate really well defensively in terms of Anthony Robinson. I think his defensive actions are really good and he's quick as well. He's hard to get past, but yeah, he had a poor game yesterday, and I think that kind of stood out. But let's get into it. Let's get into the big one. Yeah, the big penalty. Man. Yeah, let's go. It's handball, isn't it? I think it is handball. Maekashi's arm wasn't in on a natural position. It's difficult because obviously it's like a yard out, and his reaction time it's got to be quick. But the way his hand was placed, it was in the air, and it seemed like it was just in the air and it was high. And I think that is a handball. What I do think about is last season when we had the one against West Ham, which was a penalty for Bailey when Paqueta's arm was out, and that should have been a pen. And I agree. I think this was a pen. Yeah, your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, it's a weird one, man. It's harsh, bro. Like you look back on the replay and he's just right next to him, and his hand shouldn't be out there, and but at the same time, it's almost like what can you actually do? And we were in the stadium, we were gobsmacked that he got the game, but looking back, you can see his hands out in it. But it's like they've gone letter to the law because his hand's out. But common sense wise, you'd be like, look how close it is. Like, come on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that was the only one thing I had to say about Cash. I thought Cash had a great game yesterday. I thought he was really good on the ball and off the ball as well. But yeah, that one was a mistake which fortunately didn't cost us. But yeah, let's talk about the penalty incident regarding Andreas Pereira and Emi Martinez. Both South American. Mind games aplenty because we know how Emi is. Pereira does that run up, which is just mad. Like, I don't like seeing my players do a run up like that. So if I was a Fulham fan, I'd be like, he's just gonna miss. He's gonna miss. Fills you with no confidence, and I'm glad Villa penalty takers don't do that run up. But Emi, bro, this guy is he's just unbelievable, man. And like, there's not many more words we can say because he reads the penalty brilliantly, gets down low to save it. It's a shocking penalty, but he reads it well. And sometimes that penalty you see stutter pens, they can beat the keeper before they've even struck it because the keeper's already moved. And that was Pereira's intention. But Emi stayed big for as long as possible, didn't move, didn't get phased by the run up, and he just made the save look easy.
Bro, I got 2 words, bro. About time. Like, I don't know about you, but sometimes, like, I'll get jealous, like watching Emi for Argentina, and then when it comes to Villa, a penalty in the game, he goes the wrong way or whatever. So I was just grateful, bro. I think that was his first save at Villa since his debut against Sheffield United in lockdown.
In terms of in open play.
In open play, yeah, he drew in the game.
Yeah. Because
but I was gassed. I was like, finally, man. He read it right. And one thing that's funny about that clip, bro, go back and watch Tillman. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. He's done the exact run-up as Pereira, hasn't he?
Bro, he's got it synchronized to a T, bro. That kind of thing freaks me out, man. Like, how does he know?
Obviously, they must watch film because they know Pereira's run-up. I don't know what the intention is. Tillman's doing the exact run-up because Pereira can't see him. Don't know if it's for him to see him in his peripheral. I don't know. But yeah, Tielemans does the same action. And bro, you bring up this photo because at the time we were like, Cash, don't handball it. Because the way Cash jumped on Martinez's back at that point, I thought he was going to accidentally touch it with his hand again and it was going to be another pen. Like, Cash was ecstatic, as were the fans. But let's just stop jumping on Emi and like touching Emi when he has the ball in his hands because it gets me on edge, man.
And Tielemans, I think Tielemans was just itching to take another penalty after the one he missed, bro. That's why I think he done it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Emi just stepping up as always when we need him most. Keeps the game at 1-1. And I think for the rest of that half, it was just our intention to go and take the lead from the game. And yeah, bro.
Sorry. Yeah, bro.
Big chance happened.
I have to talk about this this pass from Diego Carlos. This isn't the Rodgers open goal, but this is the one where Diop probably should have played it to Watkins. Carlos, bro, I'm telling you, I think Carlos, I'm going to say it on here, I think he's a better passer than Konza. When it's in terms of like build up and progression, I think he's better passer than Konza. Konza's just better at everything else defensively, if that makes sense, as a centre back. Yeah. Bro, this pass is a joke. He's onside and he finds Diop. Look at all the time he's got. And Diop takes a good first touch. Bro, you have to play that pass to Watkins.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? You have to Watkins on the footage, he's screaming at Luca Dean, bro. He's like, what are you doing? I think the first touch is great from Dean. He gets into the box, but I think the pace of Traore kind of puts him off, gets back. And he ends up passing to Rodgers here, who runs into the box, but it's got to go to Watkins there, bro. That should have been 2-1 Villa.
Bro, I think the Rodgers one has to go to Watkins as well in the second half. I think Watkins could be aggrieved to think he could have got a hat-trick yesterday. Just some decision-making was a bit off because, yeah, that ball and the Rodgers one, I think at the back post, he would have got on the end of both of them. But fortunately, when we get onto it, he did get his goal. But yeah, bro, that pass is immense. Diego Carlos can play that diagonal like it's nothing. We've seen it on a number of occasions. And let's talk about it, bro. Obviously, the incident with Leipzig, the sending off, it seemed like his Villa career was done. How ironic was it that he was potentially going to Fulham and Fulham kind of pulled out of the deal to sign Diego Carlos? They ended up signing Joachim Andersen, who gets sent off yesterday. So there's a bit of a storyline within that. Yeah, he showed what the player he is against Fulham yesterday and what they missed out on because he was outstanding. And as Aurelio says, thanks for joining. He says Carlos case for man of the match.
Yeah. I love the little narrative there as well. Like as you said, they brought Anderson instead, he gets sent off. So yeah, that was really cool for Carlos. And bro, ever since that Ipswich game, there were certain people, one including me, that just completely just lost it with him. Because bro,
Yeah,
what was he doing that game? And I thought, you know what, that
facts.
might be the last game you've played for Villa in a while, man. But Konza obviously got the injury and he came back in against, what was the game after? Was it Bayern Munich? Carlos
Bayern
played.
Munich, bro. Yeah, it was
Yeah, came
outstanding.
straight back in, played Bayern Munich,
Came in his pocket.
was class. Excellent against Manchester United. Carlos was man of the match for Villa that game for me. And then he's backed it up yesterday, bro. Just quality. There was one instance when he had two players, Fulham players around him, and he did a little dribble and he passes out to Cash and he just calmed the situation down, bro. Really good. And this is the frustrating thing about Carlos, bro. Like, why can't you just do this every game?
Yeah. It is.
Like, why?
If he had his concentration on 100 every game, I just think he's such a good player. And see, some Villa fans would be, as Ryan said, he's got a lot to do for me to say I rate him personally, which is a fair comment because I can see why, because there have been a number of occasions where Carlos has made mistakes which have cost us games. But for me, it's when I see him play against the big sides and he puts in displays like he does, like Arsenal away last season, City at home last season, Arsenal at home last season, United, okay, they're not great, but he was man of the match recently. Bayern Munich, Harry came quiet throughout that game. So he has all the ability. It's just the concentration factor for me that does Carlos. And it's a shame that he can't just maintain that throughout. But he was great yesterday. As we said, he's been great the last three games after the mistake against Ipswich. And if he can just be consistent, he'll be quality for us.
That's the question, bro. Like he could just go and have like the biggest stinker ever against Bologna. Like you just never know, innit? He's just unpredictable like that. But for now, 3 games in a row, I'm just going to enjoy it and I'm going to give him deserved praise.
For sure, agreed. Yeah, so that chance from Digne playing the ball across, Rodgers kind of hit that one wide, and then let's talk about the other one as well, bro, because it was a big chance and the opportunity for Morgan Rodgers to get his brace for the game.
Yeah, I already spoke about it. To be fair, bro, like Tielemans turns, he plays the ball into Ramsey. Ramsey plays it across, and Rodgers should have done better, bro. But what I like about that is I've been begging for Rodgers to get into the box for first time shots. I think it's the thing lacking from his game. Instead of him having to drop deep and run with the ball and do it all himself, which ironically he did for our first goal. I'd rather Rodgers get into the box for first time shots more often. So while I'm gutted he missed, I'm kind of glad to see that added to his game. What about you? What did you think about the chance?
It's weird because the ball, I think he should bury it. He should bury it because even though the ball's played, like it's not played on the floor. It's one of those he'll know. I think he should bury it and he should be getting his brace. And Rodgers yet hasn't scored a brace for us, so I think he's coming soon for sure. We've seen his GA started to come through now. His performances, the numbers wasn't matching his performances, and now they are starting to match his performances, which he deserves. And I think the braces, potentially hat tricks will start coming soon because the chances are starting to really fall for Morgan Rodgers in this side. But yeah, that was one he should have scored, and I think he'll be disappointed he didn't. Before the end of the half, Fulham had another big chance with Raul Jimenez. That he had a header. I think he had 2 headers in that half. The one
that just went
narrowly wide. Yeah, but he had
straight after we scored. That was.
Yeah, that was the earlier one, but he had another one just before half time as well, which was close. I think he went straight down at Emi. Yeah, straight over the bar. But yeah, we haven't discussed that chance. I've never seen a shot look like it's going in and go wide. I think the goal he scored looked like it wasn't from where we were. Looked like that was going wide, or it was going to be comfortably safe. And the header looked like it was just going straight in. It was mad. So yeah, we did get off with that one. So yeah,
Duncan says Rodgers just needs to up his finishing and he'll be a serious top grade player. Yeah, I hear it.
Agreed.
I don't think it's finishing. It's more getting into the spaces to score. That's the thing. I think it's a volume thing. I don't think it's a finishing thing, if that makes sense. Just need more chances.
Yeah. Kevin said, ironically, Carlos was lined up to go to Fulham. How fate works out. Facts, it is. And Yeah, they signed Joachim Andersen instead, and he didn't have the best games, did he? Uh, Gary saying, glad to see Raul getting back to form. Yeah, I'd say agreed, because even though he played for those across over in Wolverhampton, he was quality when he was there, and obviously the injury was a madness, and I never thought he'd return to the form he has done, and he was quality yesterday. He was really good, and that was the Jimenez of old. And for him, I'm just glad he's able to play his football to that level again, because I didn't foresee it happening. But yeah, he looked quality, and he looked Fulham's biggest threat, and he caused us a lot of problems yesterday.
Should we get on to our second goal then, bro?
Yeah, let's get on to the second goal in the second half. Going into half time, were you happy with the performance first and how we played?
Yeah, I thought we were playing some good stuff. Not gonna lie, like
Yeah,
I think I said to you as soon as we kicked off second half, like we're gonna win the game, bro. I thought we
yeah.
were playing some really good stuff, and it was just more the final quality that weren't happening for us.
Yeah, let's get into it then, because second half really there wasn't much in terms of chances. We had the one effort from Jacob Ramsey, which Leno made a good save from down low. We all know Jacob Ramsey; he's got great shooting ability. I think with a run of games as well, Ramsey will start to pick up his numbers as well, because we know he can shoot. We've seen him score some absolute bangers in a Villa shirt. And now he can get into more positions with Morgan Rogers and Watkins playing with those and linking up with Digne to get goals. And I think a goal will come very soon for him in the league. But yeah, apart from that, there wasn't much else. But yeah, let's get onto the set piece and the goal, bro, because I felt like we had a number of corners yesterday. We had that spell in the first half where we had about 4 corners in a row. And to be honest, Fulham have giants in their side. They have some big players, and we weren't really equipped with that yesterday. I mean, no cons are playing. Okay, had a Nana potentially, but some of our bigger players weren't really starting. So I thought in the air we'd have to really conjure up something good to score. And
Well,
yeah,
this is a crazy header. Like Watkins is
yeah,
going backwards, and to generate that kind of power, bro, it's a ridiculous header. And yeah, Watkins can just do it all this season, bro. 5 goals, I think it's 3 assists in the 9 games. Like he's just starting off where he left off, bro.
never
And
doubt Watkins. Just like I think all fans we should know by now. Just if he has a slow start, that's just him. It happens. Never doubt Ollie Watkins, because that's now 5 and 5. He's got 7 GA in 8 games. I mean, his numbers are back up, and yeah, what a player, man! And that header's an absolute joke. He beat Leno from there while stooping to head the ball, and it's a ridiculous header. I remember the great header he scored last season against Bournemouth in like the dying minutes to get the equaliser. That's just as good a header, because he's running away from goal and he's managed to stoop, head it with power past Leno, and it hasn't really gone in the corner. It's gone down the middle, but he's just got so much power on the ball. He's flashed past him.
yep, and shout out Diego Carlos for showing that he's a bodybuilder still by carrying Watkins to the away fans.
This guy, yeah, he'd be doing it if he were a baller. He'd be either fighting or he'd be doing like competitive bodybuilding. Man, the guys,
Bro, you'd be training with like
powerlifting.
You'd be training with Dorian Yates in Bournemouth.
Yeah, he would be, man. If you find that 10 foot gym, if you know, you know. But yeah, mad scenes, mad goal, and I think we deserved it. I do think we deserved it, albeit the penalty and Jimenez having a few headers. I think we created more chances. We looked more threatening and looked like the side who was going to take the lead, and we did. Yeah,
For all
great header.
For all the praise Fulham have been getting on Marco Silva, and he has done a decent job. We were getting through their midfield way too easily, man. Like,
Yeah, we were.
There's teams this season that have made it harder for us to just cut through their midfield like that. So that was one thing I noticed. Like, I don't know about you, we were getting a lot of joy in that first and second half, bro. Like, Rogers was picking up spaces, whereas against United nullified that our box midfield way more, I felt, whereas Fulham were just allowing us.
Rogers was giving Sanderberg a headache yesterday.
Yeah,
he was giving him problems. He had that one first half where he skipped inside and just went past him like he wasn't there. He had the one second half where he crouched back and Sanderberg just had to bring him down. He was causing him problems throughout the game. And this is another element where it happened, because going into the big decision of the game, the red card. Look at the space they've allowed Rodgers, and this would happen in all game because he was dropping into pockets and areas where they couldn't pick him up. They didn't know whether to, sit deep on him, go man to man, or to leave him to float. And here he gets the ball early. And we've seen Rodgers play this ball a number of times this season. Sometimes it's come off. A few times he's played it short. But this one he plays to absolute perfection. And it's 100% a red card, bro. And that's Morgan Rodgers' influence on the game. He scores a goal and he plays the pass for the biggest decision. And when Ollie Watkins is through, so against Upamecano, he should have got sent off against Watkins. And this time he gets the right side of Anderson, takes the first touch, and it's a definite red card.
Bro, this ball's a joke. At the stadium, I actually thought he'd underhit it at first. And Morgan Rodgers, I apologize for doubting you, bro, because this is ridiculous. Bro, look at the technique, man. Look how his spot's just there. He's got a curl that around for Watkins to be able to run onto without it touching Anderson's foot. It's a joke, bro. It's actually a joke of a pass, and this changes the game in our favor even more. And Rodgers, Watkins does well, and Anderson pushes him. And as soon as the ref blows the whistle for the foul, bro, it's got to be a red card.
It has to be, because there's no one in. As I've said, bro, we've seen a number of 1v1 situations with either long balls or through balls happen this weekend in the Premier League, and this one's, I think, is the most blatant red in terms of there's no one around Anderson. It's literally Watkins and Anderson and being one-on-one. Bert Leno's not getting to the ball because Watkins touches the ball as well. So if Anderson does anything and a free kick's given, it's a red card because he's one-on-one, and that was the case. Fulham go down to 10. We're 2-1 up. And it gets even better, bro, because Issa Diop comes on.
I have to talk about something, bro. Luca Dean having a mental breakdown, Ipswich away, when he weren't allowed to take the free kick, gets rewarded with a free kick in the exact same position and doesn't beat the wall, bro. Like, you can't be complaining and going mental at Emery if you're doing that in the next chance you get it, bro. Because we even had someone that was going to take it, but I guess Dean was to be like, nah, I'm having this one after the last time. But it didn't beat the wall. But it didn't matter because he made up for it probably 5-6 minutes later with the beautiful football. Ramsey finds him on the overlap, and Issa Diop's first touch. What a finish.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely brilliant finish. He's done well to beat Leno from such close range. And we couldn't have asked for a better finish from any of our players. But there was warnings with that ball from Luca Dean because we had a lovely phase of play in the second half just before that where Ramsey and Dean worked the ball and Dean just put the cross a bit too close to Leno. So the second opportunity he had, and full credit to Luca to identify that, because the second opportunity he plays it a bit shorter and Issa Diop can't move his feet, and he's done well to kind of hit it into the ground and go over Leno in essence, and that was it really. That kind of confirmed the 3 points, and I'm glad it did, because after that point, Villa stopped playing. We really stopped playing after that point. I think we were comfortable. We sat in our shape. We let Fulham come on to us, and fair play to Fulham because they really had a go at us when we made the changes. I think that the only chance we really had from that point was John Duran, which was very difficult because the ball was getting away from him and he tried to do the best he could from the shot, from an Emi Martinez through ball. But there was a number of changes. Ross Barkley came on. Emi came on, Duran came on. Was there anyone else as well? I think there was one. McGinn came on as well. Philogene. Oh, yeah, of course, we've got to talk about Philogene. But and McGinn. But since from the red card, I thought they really played well with 10 men and then imposed themselves and caused us problems. Reece Nelson made a decent impact, which led to Philogene not having the best cameo in terms of coming on and getting sent off after 2 bookings. Do you think it was a red card in that sense? Do you think they were both legitimate bookings and he deserved to be sent off?
It was harsh, but he allowed the referee to have a decision with that second one. Like, why are you pushing him in the back end? He's beat you. He's entering the box. Like, come on, man. But I thought it was harsh. But Philogene making me laugh, getting sent off, getting rattled by some random Fulham fans going up to him and having to just do the scoreboard as a 3-1. I don't think many people caught that, obviously, but obviously we were there. We got to see it. It almost looked like he was going to allow him, and then he went back. He's just like, no, I'm not letting him get away with it.
That he did. He full on rattled him. But The funny thing about that incident was, Philogene got sent off. So think where the foul happened, bro. The foul happened on the edge of our box. So on that side, Philogene walks to our technical area, chills for a bit. I think he talks to McPhee and like Emery, like saying, "Oh, I can just walk off and sit on the bench." Then the ref tells him no, he has to go the other side of the pitch, and obviously the tunnel's in the other corner, the halfway, like of the pitch as well. So he's just done a zigzag, literally wasted about 2 to 3 minutes of just getting off the pitch, and then he does that as well. So he kind of took the momentum away from Fulham with his actions. Even had time to applaud the fans who were applauding him as well in the away section. So yeah,
I never
clever from
understood that.
Philogene.
I never understood that one. I never understood clapping off a player that gets sent off, bro. But it's a thing in football, isn't it?
What about you were giving him the biggest applause?
Bro, you was on your hands and knees, bro. You just like, come on, Philogene, bro. You done us a favour. You
That's
killed
your
them.
actions. That's your actions, that is.
But, for me, bro, I don't even think he's conscious of what he's doing. I just think he thought the dugout was on that side and he was going to walk down the tunnel, to be honest. Bro.
And now I'm going to credit him because I'm going to credit him. For him doing the 3-1 as well, I'm going to credit him with the antics. I think that was a bit of shit housery from Philogene. I think he knew full well he just didn't. He thought he'd take a little detour before he went to the tunnel. But yeah, bro. Fortunately, we managed to. Yeah, I agree, Gary. He's bang on.
That Duran fans. I felt sorry for Duran, man, because I realised Watkins scored on the 60th. And that's supposed to be when he comes on. So Emery must have thought we're winning now. Scrap that. You coming on later, bro. And he had some nice actions when he came on, bro. Sometimes I think he's too quick for some of our players. Like he did a 1-2 with McGinn, and McGinn delays. And if he plays him in, he's through, bro. But I think he might start versus Bologna then. I don't know.
Emery for sure. We'll get onto that. I think Barkley coming on kept the ball ticking. When we had the ball, because I do think Fulham for the last 10, they had the majority of the possession, but when we did have the ball, he kept it ticking. Emi, it was nice to see him have a few touches, played a few decent through balls for Duran, trying to get him through. Some were cut out. There was one that was just cut out, and he managed to play the one through as well, but Duran was just going away from goal. But yeah, all in all, we did well. Jimenez had a few chances, they had a few set pieces, but we did well to really limit them. Even though they had 10 men and they did impose it, we did well to just limit them to, having the momentum in terms of possession, but not really having the chances to score and make it 3-2 and make it even more tense in the final stage of the game. 7 minutes of extra time was a bit of a madness as well. But yeah, we'll allow it because we ended up getting the 3 points and a deserved victory away to Fulham in a game which I was thinking before the international break, this is going to be a difficult one to match the result that we got last season, and we bettered it. So full credit to Unai, full credit to the squad. A fantastic performance.
Matson, bro, do you reckon he starts versus Bologna? It's a bit mad. Like, surely Dean needs a break. Like, Dean has played international. He's played, come back to play Fulham, and then play Tuesday night. I think that might just more from a fitness thing. Like, Dean is 30, 31. Fair play if he starts again, but I think Matson might start the Bologna game. I don't know about how you feel.
Yeah, I can see that happening. For sure. Someone made a comment regarding Bologna. If I can find it.
I think they've got an injury crisis at the moment.
Yeah. They have some form of injury crisis at the minute. If that is the case, then potentially you can't take any game lightly, and obviously it's a Champions League. You're not going to do that, but this is what the squad's for, and this is why you have a squad, and that Unai might see that as an opportunity to rest a few players and bring a few players into the side, whether that be, I mean, you've got McGinn coming back off injury. McGinn might start. We might see Duran start. We might see Matson start. Konsa might get some minutes in this one. So there could be a number of changes from the starting lineup at the weekend, and it's just great we're in a position where we can do that. So yeah, I can see a few changes happening, bro.
Weston says, how laid back is Philogene? His interviews? Yeah, his interviews are funny, bro. His interviews make me laugh. And I think he's too laid back sometimes, bro. With the Under Armour and just the chill, bro. Like if he was a bit more locked in, bro, he bangs that one against United for me. But yeah, he's an interesting one, Philogene. Like it's been stop and start. Like he's had an incredible performance in our biggest game against Bayern. That's been his best game as well. but he hasn't really found that kind of rhythm, and won't be able to play against Bournemouth. Maybe you will start against Bologna, put him against like their fullbacks and see what he can do. Because Bailey starting off that last game, bro, like Bailey, man, come on, son, you just better than that. And I'm saying this because I rate him so much. Yeah, like we know how good Bailey can be, and I was watching the game Saturday. It's like, come on, but yeah, bro, I'm just gonna get the league table up, just see how it's looking for us, because I can't lie, we're sitting pretty.
Yeah, we're sitting nice with
we
obviously Arsenal dropping points.
With the Liverpool game.
Yeah, Chelsea losing, Arsenal losing, sitting in a nice position. Newcastle, I mean, yeah, that was a mad one. I did not see them losing to Brighton. I thought they'd get a point minimum. Fantastic result for Brighton, who again are fifth and having a fantastic season.
Bon Newcastle. I ain't even putting them in the screenshot, bro. Like I caught them out, bro. Like them.
Yeah. Spurs got a good victory as well against West Ham, and it's interesting because a number of those teams went behind. Obviously, City, Arsenal couldn't bring it back, and they went behind. We did, Spurs did, and managed to get the 3 points. But yeah, bro, this is it now. This is how I expect it to look for the rest of the season. How the seven sides, and we'll see what we can do. I do think there's a big chance that Champions League goes to 5th this season. I think the English contingent are stronger this year in Europe, and I think I see a number of them going through to the knockout stages. So that will give us a better chance in terms of the coefficient. So it could be, even though we don't want to rely on it, and obviously last season we didn't even rely on it, and it ended up not happening, even though it seemed a guarantee at one point. That potentially could be the case, but fantastic start. And would just keep building and on to Bournemouth in the league.
Yeah, looking at it now, I'm kind of gutted that City scored in the last minute. There would have been nice. Being a point behind there would have been nice. But yeah, Liverpool got Arsenal, bro, so there's room this next weekend to get points on one of them too.
Yeah, which is a massive game. Yeah,
probably want that to be a draw. I don't know. It depends. Do we just want Liverpool to just win and just not be in the title race, or just it's a weird one, isn't it?
Oh, I would love it if we finished above Arsenal.
That's you hate Arsenal, isn't it? That's your.
I would love it.
You can't stand Arsenal.
No, I can't stand Arsenal. So yeah, bro. Finishing up on that, a great victory. Your man of the match?
Youri Tielemans.
Youri Tielemans again, and I think that's fair. I think special shout out to Diego Carlos. I thought he had a really good game as well.
Yeah. Rogers
was being Pau Torres at moments. Rogers had a good game again.
And Martinez,
Cash was very good, except for the pen, I think, which is the tough one. But I thought he had a good game. And Luka Dean had a good game as well. I think Ramsey. I think the majority of the team had a really good game. Strikers bagged their goals as well. But yeah, I think Tielemans and Carlos just stood out a bit more.
It's just going on to just Onana quickly before we end the pod, bro. Off the ball, I thought he was incredible. I thought he was winning the ball back so much, but it's just we spoke about it so many times. Can he just add that passing to his game where he learns from Tielemans and he gets a bit more confident with his forward passing? Because if he learns that, then he starts to look like the 50 million player. I don't think he's looked like the 50 million player yet. He needs to add that next step to his game, I think.
Yeah, and I think Unai will continue to develop that with Onana. I think Onana's been brought in as a project for Unai to develop into the next level, and I think that will happen even more because his defensive actions yesterday were outstanding in that first half. There's a number of times he intercepted play, broke down play, made a good tackle, recovery challenges. He was trying to progress because I remember there was a move with Rodgers where he flicked it and Onana took a good touch past Sanderberg and was progressing with the ball through the middle. But yeah, just to be a bit more expansive in his passing going forward, I think it's the next level, the next stage for Amadou Onana, just to be maybe have a bit more trust in himself and maybe play forward more. But I think that will come because I do think he has that ability within his play.
Facts, bro. I agree.
Anyway, bro, that's it, man. Fantastic weekend. Don't get much better than those. And on to Tuesday, where we face Bologna in our second game at home in the Champions League, which is mad. Thanks for joining, bro. Thank you all in the comments. Great show as always, and the comments have been flying in, and really, really good comments about the game and about all the players. If you could subscribe if you're new, and let us know in your comments after the video who was your man of the match. I think a lot will probably be in agreement, but yeah, let us know who your man of the match was in the game as well. And yeah, we move on to Bologna, where we'll be doing a preview tomorrow for that game. The game's come thick and fast now. This is what we wanted, and it's so exciting, and we're flying. Also, how I've not even said this because it's the title. Record breakers, bro. How have we not even mentioned that? This is the best start we've had in the Premier League season.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
Absolutely insane. And Unai Emery, you're just a magician. You're a genius, and you keep going above and beyond and going further and further. And let's hope it doesn't stop. Can't see that happening, but yeah, record breakers, highest points total after this stage for an Aston Villa side in the Premier League. So absolute madness, bro. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Thanks, bro, for joining, and we'll see you on the preview for the Bologna game. Up the Villa.